Okay, I need you to stop scrolling for a second. I know you got stuff to do. I know your attention span in 2026 is approximately 4 seconds long and there are 17 other tabs open on your browser right now. I get it, I'm the same way. But just hear me out for a minute, because I just found something. A game called NOOK FALL West Town. The game is not hugely covered yet, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. And before you click away thinking, oh great, another indie walking simulator where you water plants and feel things. Well, and I thought the exact same thing. I almost passed on it completely, and I would have been wrong. So let's talk about it. I'm Pixelated Quest, and this is one of those videos where I find something weird, small, and quite cool, and I show it in your face until you appreciate it. You're welcome. Right, so first things first, what actually is NOOK FALL West Town? Because the genre described on Steam is isometric visual novel, which tells you almost nothing useful. That's like describing a pizza by saying it's a circular food item. Technically correct, completely useless. Here's what it actually is. You show up in a small fictional town called West Town. You're an outsider, you don't know anyone, you don't know what's going on. There's a festival coming up, the whole town is buzzing with this quiet kind of energy, and your job is basically just to exist there for a while. That's it, that's the pitch. You wander around, you talk to people, you ride the train between districts, you run a small shop tucked away in a corner of the city. You watch the sun go down, you go home, put some music on, read the local news, and just sit with it. And I know that sounds incredibly boring when I say it out loud like that, but it's not. And that's the thing that's hard to explain about this game. It's not boring at all, it's the opposite. It's one of those experiences that's so quiet and unhurried that it kind of catches you off guard, because you're so used to games screaming at you with objectives and waypoints and question marks and HP notifications every 30 seconds that when something just doesn't do any of that, it almost feels weird at first. And then it feels like a deep breath, which honestly, I needed. Okay, I have to talk about how this game looks, because this is generally one of the main reasons I downloaded it in the first place, and it did not disappoint. The art style is isometric, so you're looking down at the world from a slight angle, like old RPGs used to do, and everything is hand-drawn, with this retro aesthetic that feels like it came from a completely different era of gaming. Not in a lazy way, we couldn't afford 3D way, in a deliberate, we made a choice and committed to it entirely way. The developer Nara True Games, a small indie studio from China, they say they are generally fond of the small town atmosphere and retro visuals, and it shows. This isn't a team that went, retro aesthetics are trending, let's do that. No, this is a team that actually loves the stuff and built a whole world around it. And the result is something that looks unlike most things on Steam right now. I kept stopping just to look at things like an idiot. The way the light changes at different times of day, the way the tram moves through the districts, little details in the background that you'd miss if you weren't paying attention. The game genuinely looks like somebody really cared about what they were producing. Let me tell you about West Town as a place, because this is where the game gets interesting in a way that's hard to pin down. The town has districts, different areas with different vibes, different characters, different things going on depending on what time of the day you show up. The game uses time as a mechanic, not in aggressive, you have 3 minutes or the world ends kind of way, but in a gentle, if you come back here at sunset, something different will be happening kind of way. Which is a brilliant idea, I think, because it makes the town feel like it exists whether you're watching it or not. People aren't standing in places waiting for you to interact with them, they're doing their stuff. Town has a rhythm, and you're just someone passing through it. You ride the tram to get between areas, and honestly the tram rides alone are worth experiencing. There's something about moving through this hand-drawn environment at a slow pace, watching the city go by, that hits differently than just fast traveling to a waypoint marker. And the shop. You run a small shop in the corner of the city. I want to be careful about overhyping this because I'm still early in the game, but the shop mechanic adds this layer of routine to everything. Some days are busy, some days are quiet, people come in, things happen, you're just there. Witnessing the small moments that the game clearly wants you to feel something about. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm above being emotionally affected by a $12 indie game with a hand-drawn art style. Because I'm not, and I have absolutely zero shame about that. Now here where it gets deeper. Because NOOK FALL isn't just vibes. There's actually a story buried underneath all of this quiet, everyday life stuff. And the way the game reveals it is quite clever. You got 10 or more in-game days. And over the course of these days, while you're doing all of your ordinary stuff, you start to piece together a story from 30 years ago. Something that happened in West Town before you arrived. Something that the town is still carrying. The game doesn't hold your hand with this. It doesn't put up a big banner saying lore incoming. It just lets you emerge it naturally through conversations, through things you notice, through details that slowly start to add up. Most games, but in particular indie games trying to tell emotional stories, they over-explain everything. Well, because you cannot trust a player to feel something without spelling it out completely. But West Point trusts you. It puts the pieces in the world and lets you find them at your own pace. And when something lands, it lands hard because you found it on your own. The tagline on the Steam page says, "What seems like an ordinary life may leave a unique mark on your memories." And that's either the most pretentious thing I ever read or it's exactly right. Alright, let me just rapid fire some things I actually love about this game, because I could talk about it in vague made up terms that my psychiatrist uses all day long. The time system. The fact that the town changes based on what time of the day it is. It's simple on paper, but it makes the world feel alive. The shop. Running a small corner shop and just watching people come and go sounds so mundane, but it became one of my favorite parts. Some days shit happens, some days nothing, and somehow both are interesting. The multiple endings. Yes, this game has multiple endings. The choices you make and the people you talk to and the memories you witness apparently all feed into different outcomes. I haven't seen them, obviously. I had the game for one day, goddammit. There are a total of 52 Steam achievements in this game, and some of them have names like Hallucination and West Town Secrets and Infinity Unbound, which tells me there's much more going on in this town than the first hour lets on. And I'm obviously here for that. Okay, so where does all of this leave us? NOOK FALL West Town just came out today. Right now, as you're watching this video, it has basically 0 reviews on Steam, but I have a feeling that people are gonna like this game. It's not a game for everyone. If you need constant action, constant progression, constant feedback loops, this isn't a game for you, and that's fine. But if you ever just wanted to spend an hour in a place that feels somewhere, that feels like it was made by people who give a damn, and that tells you a story without grabbing you by the collar and forcing you to pay attention, then this might be exactly what you're looking for. It's $13, there's a demo on Steam if you want to try it before you buy it. And perhaps, let's see how it goes, I'll be doing more videos on this game. I'm Pixelated Quest, and if you found this video early, thank you. Subscribe if you want to see where this one goes. Drop a comment if you already tried it, or if you're thinking about it. And I'll see you in the next one.